Internet, and welcome to SEO Explained, Episode 6, where today we're going to talk about options that you have available to you when it comes to SEO. I'm joined by Kyle Roof. I'm Adam Truszkowski. Kyle, let's get into it. There's a bunch of different ways that we can do this. You could do it yourself. You can hire an agency. You can do it in-house. You could pray to God. What do you recommend?
Yeah, you could do it all yourself, but I imagine that's not an option for anyone. As I assume people listening have a full-time job.
They have other things to do.
And taking on SEO as a full-time job is probably not what they're looking to do. But really, when you kind of consider all this, I think it's important to understand everything that goes into doing SEO.
Sure.
You know, you start from the strategy side of things, so like just kind of putting the whole strategy together at the beginning, right? And having the expertise, knowledge, and experience to do that. Once you have that strategy, though, then you have to then fulfill. You have all of the deliverables that come with that, and so that's going to be your research, your competitor research, your keyword research, and then once you like your keywords, then your content plan, and then creating that content, reviewing that content, editing that content, making sure it's hitting the SEO notes it needs to hit, and then implementing that content, on the website somewhere. Then outside of that, you've got those external signals,
all the off-page,
right? So like, where are we going to get? We're going to do citations. Those are brand mentions and directories, for example. Getting backlinks for things, other off-page signals. Doing all the outreach for that. Doing the campaign strategy for that. Which ones do we need? That is an immense amount of work. So I think what people will need to figure out first is how many resources do they have available to them. So if they're looking at it like an in-house solution, who do they have on their team now that could take some of those roles? And if they have a lot available, that's great, because then they don't have as much that they might need to get externally, from an agency, for example. But the other consideration on top of that, after all that work, is then also on the cost of that work. And if you are doing things in-house, if you've got one person in-house, their one salary is likely more expensive than hiring an agency to do all of it.
And there's multiple people at the agency.
Exactly right. So instead of getting just one person that's doing one thing, you actually have an agency that can fulfill all of those things at a significantly lower cost. And it covers a lot of the questions of, well, where's the expertise coming from, or the knowledge coming from? Well, that's what the agency is doing for you, is providing that path, but then also the deliverables that you cannot deliver internally, just even from a cost perspective, can be handled at the agency. And something that we can do that I think is really great about how we are set up is that depending on what the client has, we can fit into their system. If they have like content writers already that they want to use, they're comfortable with, that's great. We can work with them and help guide them.
Give them outlines and say,
we'll come up with the content strategy. Here's the content we need, and then here's an outline for you to follow. So it streamlines that process, and we can integrate seamlessly with them. Some people have some clients have everything internal. They can do it all, but they just need help with the plan.
The strategy part.
And then they need somebody to check it afterwards. Is this being done correctly? And we can help on that aspect of it. Like, okay, here's how we can come up with a plan. We can be a sounding board even. Like, are these sound ideas? Are these good ideas? Should we be doing this? We can be that. We can help. We can do the plan entirely, but then also checking to make sure that the work is done. And then the other part on that too is the reporting. Being able to do reports to show that the work is being done and that it's being
results.
Some people I've spoken to a lot of people, and they're like, I feel like our SEO is good, but I don't know, and how to even put like a report together that can even demonstrate this was good.
It's being effective.
And here's why. A lot of people, we're usually not dealing with maybe the CEO of the company, but we're dealing with somebody that reports to the CEO. We want to be able to make sure that you look good.
That marketing manager.
The marketing manager, that they can provide like, hey, this was the plan, this is what we did, and here are our results. And it's in a way that makes everybody, everyone's a winner in that situation.
So a lot of times people get a lot of questions, or we get a lot of questions about budget and what they can expect and how they can plan for that. Do you have any insights for people in that stage?
Budget is often what you need to be effective. Often is how competitive the terms you're going after. If you're in a space where your competitors are spending a lot of money, in order to be competitive with them, you often have to spend more than you would for obviously terms or industries where it's less competitive. I know that we do have a minimum spend of $1,500 is where plans start. But because we are bespoke, we can set plans at any budget after that. And then really comes down to the higher your budget is, the more it can be done.
Sure.
The faster results you will get, the more competitive you can be.
Sure.
The more share of voice you can capture faster.
Sure.
Based on those levels of spend.
Cool. So at that 1,500 mark, I think people should keep in mind or be aware that that's pretty slow growth. Yes, we do have some clients that are at that price point, and they're very happy with, again, a slow growth curve. Realistically, it comes in. We have some clients that are at 20K plus a month. It really varies on the size of your site, the budget you have in mind, the competitiveness of the niche that you're in. There's so many variables. It's hard to nail that down, and I think that's why we do things custom.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So are there any specific geos? Do we only work US?
No, we're worldwide.
Okay.
We have clients right now in all corners of the planet, and we are also in a lot of locations too. We are in the U.S., we are in Europe, we are in the Caribbean, we are in Australia. So we have a global presence, and so we can, and we're also multilingual as well. Yeah. So we can take on clients that are coming from one space and moving into an English-speaking place, or vice versa. Yeah. And going across into other languages.
Yeah, we have a couple clients in the e-com space that are hitting UK, the US, Australia, Germany, and the dialects are different, so that varies.
That's right. Yeah. Very cool.
Yep. As an added bonus to everyone that stuck around till episode 6, are there anything you'd like to share, maybe from the lectures that you're currently talking about?
Oh yeah, in my current talk, one thing that I'm focusing on is experience and language inform reality, and that two people can look at the same thing, the exact same thing, and see something different based on the experience they have or the language, the words that they have to describe it.
Gotcha.
And in SEO, I see this all the time where somebody might say like, "Hey, I think my site got hit. Can you take a look at it for me?" And they'll say something like, "I can't see any problems." And I take a look at it, and in 3 seconds, I'm like, "Well, there's this. There are 10 things here." Like,
yeah. Why can't you see that?
What do you mean you didn't see it? And at first, I was like, "Is this just like some form of laziness, or you do my work for me?"
Yeah.
But what I think it is, it's actually they lack the experience or they lack the language. We are literally looking at two different websites.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but we are seeing two different things, and I think that's an important distinction also in our agency, that we have the experience, we have the language, we have the sets of eyes of people looking at it in order to see what needs to be done for a particular website.
Gotcha. Very cool. Well, Kyle, I appreciate your time. I hope the people out there on the internet have gained some knowledge. I mean, we've reviewed a bunch of stuff, the intro into SEO and what it is, how does it actually work, answering the burning questions that some of you had, AI, and what to expect, the scary AI, some successful strategies, and what options you have. Again, this has been Kyle Roof. I'm Adam Truszkowski. And if you'd like to find out how we can help your business, come find me at hvseo.co/booking.